Magandang araw. Ako si Kuya Code. In this video, we are going over the last easy problem under the string subdomain in Hackerrank. So this problem is called alphabet Rangoli, and basically you are given a input number and you need to make a pattern that looks like this. So the general premise, for example, if the input number is 3, the letter A is in the center, and then you start from that center and you branch out by 3 letters. So for example, ABC goes to the right, ABC goes to the left, ABC goes up, ABC goes down in that order. So of course, if you have 10, then it goes from A all the way to J to the right, all the way to J to the left, etc. So that's basically the pattern. So I have this just for a reference. This is what we're going to be printing out. So let me go ahead and open up my editor. Let me move this over here for a second. Okay, so I have string already imported. The first thing that what we're going to need is a variable alpha equals string.ascii lowercase. So if we print that out right away, then we get every single letter in the alphabet in all lowercase, which is what we can use. Of course, because it's a list, we can just print out the letter we want. So in this case, the ninth or the 10th letter is index 9, which is J, because in this case, with the index of, or with a list of size 10, or sorry, with a num input of 10, we need the J is what it goes up to. So the first thing is we have to print out, we need to get the first 10 letters of the alphabet. So with the list, we can just simply put go from 1 to n, or sorry, go from 0 to n. We'll just do n equals 10. Go from 0 to n. This is just going to give us the 10 letters, so that's exactly what we got. A to 10. And now we need to fill it with the dashes. So we'll go ahead and do that now. We'll just save this as a string instead. So string equals, we get our dashes out like this, join alpha, and we just go from 0 to 10. And then we can just print out S. I forgot my thing here. All right, so there we go. We have this already now. So we have this. And now we need to basically do the reverse. So we need to go from J to A. This is what it will be printing. Of course, if we just mirror it, we'll have two A's. We have to take one of those out. So that's pretty simple to do. So what I'm going to do is instead of printing out S, I'm going to take the first one and reverse it. So we could use our square brackets here. This is how you reverse it. So the first parameter is empty, which means you start at the very beginning of the string. The second parameter is also empty, which means you go to the very end of the string. So you just do the entire string. And then the third parameter is -1, which just means you go in the opposite direction. So if you just print that, it's literally the same thing, but it goes the opposite way. So all we need to do really is just add in the original string and print that out, and we're basically done, except we'll have to get rid of one of these A's. So we can just simply go from 1 to the very end. Actually, that can just be stayed blank. So now 1 to the very end, boom, we have our first line. Now we have to do the other section, but of course this is going to be in a loop. So one thing I'm going to do here, I need to make my dunder. This is called a dunder. If underscore name equals main. This is our main entry point. Then we can call a method. We'll just create a method called print Rangoli. We'll just take this, pass that there, and then we'll make a function pass in n. We'll do that. And let's go ahead and do this. All right, we're still good to go. So now we need a loop instead. So for I in range of 10, this needs to go down here. Instead of 0, it'll just be I. Gotta make my tabs. Let's see what this gives us. Oops, the semicolon is or the colon is expected. And as you can see here, the first line is correct, but then these other lines are technically correct. Is just that they obviously need to be spaced out because we need to format it based off of the width. So, oops, let me not close that. So basically, in the first case, you go from 0 to n, or you go from the very beginning to n, which is the the entire thing. But for example, if this is 5, then what that means is you only grab these 5. Or actually, well, let's just do it correctly here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it'd be this one. You only grab the first 5. Or I guess it would make more sense to explain it this way. If this is 5, you're going from 5 to 10. So these are the 5 that would be grabbed, and then of course you reverse it. So basically, because you're going through every single one, you're going to only get the ones that you need. In this case, it's going to be 9 because if you're going from 9 to n and n is 10, you're just going to be printing out one character. So that's why there's only one character there. And of course, like I said, this one reverses. You have the reversed string and then the forward string, or like the backward string and the forward string. But if you print that out, like I said, it does the first half. We just need to properly format it. So we'll just wrap this like that. And then I can just do dot center. Let's just say 40, for example. And then we'll just put a dash like this. Let's see what this gives us. So now this is 40 length, or the width is 40, except we have too many. So these two need to be gone, and then this one needs to be gone because it is supposed to be flush with that. So we only really need a -3. But rather than doing it hard-coded, that doesn't work because if I put in 37, it does look fine here. But the problem is, if I do input like that, if you input 10, that's fine. If you input 3, well, that just doesn't work. So we need to have some type of formula that changes depending on the input size. So I guess a way for me to explain this is that let's go with our 10 example again. So we have 10 characters. That's J through A, or I guess technically A through J. That's 10 characters. And because we are mirroring it as well, we have, starting from here, we have 1 for the A, we have 9 more going this way, and then 9 more going this way. So that's 19 characters total. And if we have 19 characters here, I guess when I say characters, what I mean is letters. If we have 19 letters, that means we have 18 dashes that go between here. So that's why, I got 37. If you have 19 plus 18, you get 37. But what about if you get 5? So let me just close this, put in 5. Now you have these 5 plus you have these 4. That's 9. And if you have 9, that means you have 8 inside of here. I guess, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's 8. So 9 plus 8 is 17. So there's actually a formula that you can do based off of this number. So basically that number is 4 times n minus 3. So that way, if this is 5, that's 17. And if this is 10, that's 40 minus 3 is 37. So this is going to work regardless of what it is. So we'll just keep that as n. That way, if you put in 10, it works. And if you put in 7, it still works, aside from this being too long. That can be fixed afterward. Then if you put in like, I don't know, like 3, it still works. It's good. The width is for being formatted properly, so that part is good. What else? The next step, I guess, is I need to add an array. So, because we're going to save this, each individual string here is going to be saved in the array, and then you can just simply reverse the array to get the second half. So we'll make an array like this. What we'll do is, rather than printing it, we can add it to the array, and then we could print the array. We'll just print this just for now, just to see. Do not want that 140. That looks not very good. There's a reason why. It's printing out just the array as itself, or by itself. So what we'll do is, what if we did this? Print out we'll have to use join, and we can do a new line character. Don't need that. I had a typo somewhere. Let me check where my typo is. I don't believe so. Let me just do it like this. ARR.append. Oh, my bad. It's obviously because I'm waiting for input. So let me just hard code that so I don't have that problem anymore. And I forgot to add this in. There we go. So yeah, that prints exactly what we would expect. But now we have to reverse it. So the first time, what we did is we took this and then we added in. Actually, we took the string, we reversed it, we added in the string again, not reversed, and then removed the first letter. So we can basically do the same thing. We can take the string, instead of a string, it'll be a list. We can reverse the list by doing : -1. Uh, well, actually, we wouldn't do : -1. We'd also have to include the 0 here, but I'll just do it this way for now, just so you can see why we need to do that. And then we can just add in the list after that, which is not reversed. So if you do that, it looks fine, except for these 2 lines are repeated. And basically, it's because the first parameter of this is empty, and the second parameter of this is empty, which means you're doing the entire array for this reverse part, and then you're also doing the entire array for this part. So in this case, you start at 1 and go to the end, which basically removes the first element. But because this is reversed, you would actually just put a 0 here. So you're saying you're starting at the very end of the array, and you're going towards the 0th array, or the 0th index. But it doesn't actually include the first index because it stops before it gets there. So if you do that, then it'll close this again. Then this is exactly what we want. It only shows the thing. It only shows that line one time. So that's basically it for that. So we should just be able to grab this and go to this and paste this in and run that, and that should work fine. Oh, I messed up somewhere. Where did I mess up? I hard coded it as 10. All right, that was done. Let's go ahead and submit this. All right, cool. We are good to go. So that one is done. Let me just check. So that one is actually done. That's the last one of the strings. Let's go to solved. If we'll go to unsolved, and we'll go to easy. So there's no more easy ones for strings. So I guess next time we'll get started on the sets. Um, there is also some medium ones, but I think I'll go through the easy ones first for these, and then I'll just kind of backtrack and do medium. So that's it for this video. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more coding challenges. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions or suggestions for future videos. See you next time on Kuya Code. Paalam.